of different ways, but the invoice is something that you can send to a buyer before the deal even closes and say, hey, we're both agreeing on this once the deal closes. And you can actually send the invoice to the title company, and the title company will pay it out. They'll wire you the money, and the title and the buyer that you're working with can just pay the title company, give the money to the title company, and they'll wire it to you. For my brother-in-law, it was easy. He just Zelled me. All right, so let me pull up how we do this so everyone can check this out. I'm just pulling up my CRM. Okay. Okay, guys, this is a scenario where you have a buyer and you're getting paid, whether it's on the MLS, you're not a real estate agent, or you have a buyer and you don't sign the assignment, you don't go under contract with the seller, but you just tell your buyer, hey, you can just lock it up, just pay me out once it closes. And then that's how it works. So I have a CRM. It's called Painless CRM. It's just I white labeled a CRM that kind of does my flow, my philosophy of like reaching out to buyers first. Um, but it's just off of Go High Level. So if any of you are interested, just check it out. If not, no worries. But this is how I do the invoice. You can use like PayPal and a bunch of other free stuff, but this is how I do it. So you just go to new invoice, you add a client, and then we'll just say test. We'll just call this one a test client, and you add the new client. You can test. We're just gonna fill in some random stuff. Okay. So you fill in at gmail.com the info for it. All right. The string supply did not get a phone number. Okay, where did we go wrong? Okay. So you fill out the invoice like this, and then you can create a product or the invoice, how much ever you're going to charge, consulting fee, $9,000. And then it's pretty simple. At that point, you probably put in the notes how you want to get paid, wire me at, and then you can put your wiring instructions or whatever, however you want to get paid. And you can say closing for 123 Main Street. Wire me at blah blah blah. So the cool thing about this software I like is you don't even have to email it to them. You can just you can preview it, and basically I just go preview, print, and then I just instead of emailing it to them, I actually save it as a document, and then I actually go to PandaDoc, and I sign it and I get them to sign it. If this is a deal before the deal closes, I usually like to get the buyer to sign them. Um, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Because sometimes if you trust your buyer, that's totally cool. You don't have to do this, but sometimes I work with like brand new buyers, and I'm like, oh, I want to have you sign the invoice before like this thing closes. So let's see. I'll show you this one. So this is a deal I did, like a tiny deal, but it took me like 3 hours to do. So Reynaldo was just like, hey, Ronaldo, I'm sending you the invoice, consultation fee. And then I sent him on PandaDoc. I signed it and he signed it. And then I sent this invoice to the title company that we were closing. And on the day it closed, they funded me the money. So that's pretty simple. I'm not trying to get like too in depth with it, guys. It's just an invoice that you can send to your buyers if you don't have it under contract and you trust them. And the reason why people wholesale and they get it under contract themselves is because they control the contract. Now, if I give this to Reynaldo and I don't sign the contract and don't do an assignment, he could not pay me, right? Like he could just say, forget you, Nate. I'm not going to pay you. But these are people I've either worked with or I've received their information from like a title company or my network. So these people aren't trying to screw you out of like 4, 10. It doesn't matter what the fee is. They're not going to try and go around you because in this business, if you work with, you usually will get connect with people who have integrity and you can kind of vibe that. If I feel like there's someone that I don't trust, then I'm not going to work with them this way. But this is, again, this is for people in your circle, people that this makes it easy so you don't have to do a bunch of paperwork. It's just an invoice. So that was in a nutshell how I get paid a lot instead of doing assignments. So I just invoice and we agree and we sign and then send it to the title.